So I'm not one of them guys that can just leave anything alone. Just can't leave stuff alone. Yeah. I lifted it. These are the stock height shocks right here that I had on it. I would pull the cab off right now and show you the shocks, but I just look so awesome sitting like that. I put the wheels off of the Tundra on it, swapped them just for now. I'm not going to use these on it. Maybe not. Who knows? Things just happen. But yeah, these are the stock height shocks. Anybody that's watched my older videos that knows I modified some low-C micro T shocks. Let me open this little container. Phone down. I know. Phone down. I'll go ahead and pick them both up out of here. Alright. This is the long set of low-C micro T shocks. I've switched out the ends to use the Orlandoo Hunter ends. This is the set that actually came with the P01 truck. All you do is you take the ends, and I use, on the big end, I use a diamond burr. You could do it with a cutter burr bit. I got one laying here somewhere if I can find it. It's a side cutter type bit. Where is it? Here it is. You can use one of these. If I can get this to focus on it. It's basically like a drill bit, but come on now, focus. Hello. Sorry if I'm making anyone dizzy. There we go. It's got a cutter on the very end, so you got to be careful so you don't go in too far, because it'll gouge it out on the inside, and then you'll go all the way through. But those side burrs, those side cutters, work really good to eat out the metal, so to speak. But my preferred method is with a round, flat-ended diamond bit. Anyway, you go into the end, the very end here, before you assemble it all, and you just go in slight circles. And I do apologize about my fingernails looking funky. When I painted that chassis the other day with the green paint, I got green paint underneath all of my fingernails. So yeah, tried to scrub it out and dig it out with an X-Acto blade and everything, and it's not working, so whatever. I just look like, I don't know. Anyway, once you get, because these tubes right here are bigger around than the Orlandoo tubes, this piece right here. So once you start rounding that out, you gotta stop every once in a while and check it. Make sure you're even all the way around. Otherwise you'll get it, it'll be, I'm going to use the term lopsided. It'll be crooked. It won't sit right. So anyway, these are the longer ones. I just really messed that up. Anyway, you work it around little by little, and then check it. Work it around, check it. Once it fits in there nice and snug, but not too snug. It's got to be able to slide in there without it having to force it in really hard. If you have to force it in there, it's going to bend the plastic on the end of the tube, and then the screw holes misalign, because the screw hole is just like the Orlandoo's. My screwdriver's magnetized and it's moving these. It's funny. But if you try to force it in before it's rounded out enough, then it misaligns the two screw holes for the top piece, and trust me, it is a pain in the butt to fix it. So with that said, I've got the shorter shocks, all four of them. I had one set that I had never modified, still in my little box over here. I wasn't sure if I was gonna rebuild my Micro T, which I've decided I'm basically not gonna rebuild it anytime soon, because I have so many Orlandoos and just that one Micro T that fried. But anyway, I went ahead and put and I think they're the front shocks for the Micro T. I'm pretty sure they're the front ones. I could be wrong. They're the shorter ones. Front and rear. Gives it a lift. Stiff but springy. Got the 33mm tires, GK24s on it with the beautiful tiny 4x4 resin printed wheels. I will not use these, and I've got it set in this direction for a reason. I will not use these outside on real rocks. This is what happens when you do. The resin wheels are fragile. I love them. They're beautiful. The detail, the styles, but this one banged into a rock. Had to have, because that's, you know, the only thing I was driving it on was rocks. But it cracked all the way through here. There's a little bit of super glue in here holding it together. This piece broke completely out, so I fixed that with milliput. Stuff drives hard as a rock and it works awesome. But I'm going to show this, and I don't know if it'll catch it. This is a undamaged wheel. Dirty, but undamaged. I have never had these outside. This set has never been outside. But I was noticing, somehow, while it's been sitting here on my desk, on all these other vehicles, right there, there is a chip knocked out of it right here. Tiny little chip. So resin 3D print, not safe for the reality of outside. They style wise, and you know, the tiny 4x4 is so awesome. They sent me 5 of them, which I don't have a 5th tire, but you know, they're just so awesome looking. I like them. I don't have an indoor course built yet. I did start one. Well, I started cutting and gluing foam, but I never went any further with it. And it's actually stacked up next to me under this table. That's some of my crawler stuff under there. My crawler course that I was going to build tabletop. Anyway, there's other crap in there too, and a big giant rock, a real one. Yeah, I just wanted to show everybody. This is kind of like a stage 1 lift without using Orlandoo shocks. I do have some of the really nice aluminum Orlandoo shocks. I'm just not taking them off of my other vehicles. I've got one set here on Gamey, one set here, one set there, one set on my Duroc. The front of the Tundra has the short ones, and I think the rear of, which one is it? The rear of the tow truck has the other set of short ones, I think. Yes, it does. Those are the adjustable ones. Anyway, yeah, that's, I don't know, I think that's about as high as I can go with it without having to really modify things. The steering, let me get that steering link to move. The steering doesn't hit going back unless it's articulating, and then it will hit. And going forward, it's gonna rub a little on the bumper, so I will have to cut things most likely, unless I go higher with the suspension. I noticed Fabio's, Mr. Espitucci's, he's cut his wheel openings. I was watching one of his videos of his P01 earlier. He's cut his wheel openings through here, kind of at an angle. And I know that's he's running the larger 36.5 GKs on his, and that's the only way only way you can run the larger tires on this is literally you gotta cut your wheel arches and jack it up. So that's that. Not gonna do much to it, I don't think, at this point. I couldn't stand it sitting down like a freaking lowrider, and them little bitty tires and wheels that were on it, those. So, and I mean, these are absolute monsters. There's no way they'll fit it. This truck is the one that's a 66 is going to be something different. So, but yeah, that's looking a lot better setting up high. The suspension links, I said that I had the P02s on the rear. I do not. Those are the P01s that came with it, and I've noticed a problem. All 4 upper links are maxed out. They are extended to the furthest point that they can go. I can get my screwdriver in here. This is maxed out. I can't stretch them out any further. It's both ends. So lots of thread showing there. I'm gonna have to get some longer ones and figure that out, because if you look at this from straight on, that needs to move forward quite a bit, and the back one needs to go rearwards. And I mean, if I set it back down on the short shocks, the rear's fine, the front's almost okay. So raising it up moves them in. So I'm gonna have to get longer links, and then I'll probably raise it up a little higher. Not much. I'm gonna take one of these shocks off, because all 4 of them are the same length, and get a measurement on them, figure out how tall they are, and then order the equivalent, maybe a little taller, of the Orlandoo shocks. I'm not sure which ones yet. I already said that, but anyway, I had to see it lifted up. I couldn't stand it sitting down low. It looks so much better. I have a F-150 in the driveway, a real one, 4-door, not a Raptor, just a 2-wheel drive, but I like it. It's a good truck. But anyway, had to see it looking better. Had to show it looking better, because I'm really irritated about the X01 or Mini Z tires and wheels issue, but it is what it is. I'm going with it. Just do whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna cut the video off. I appreciate the views, comments, likes, and shares, and subscriptions, and everything else. I've gotten several more viewers, subscribers in the last week, so I much appreciate y'all. I've got more I can talk about, but it's just best if I keep this less than 15 minutes. So we'll catch you next time. Still thinking about drilling out those center hubs. Yep. It just never stops. The more I build, the more ideas I come up with, and it is what it is.